Bellows and Bellas, welcome to Moxie Witz, episode 3. In today's conversation, we're going to be discussing the sheer irony and absurdity of some of the interesting events that we've witnessed in the past few weeks. Makes me wonder, has cancel culture been rebranded as accountability? Or are we just becoming worse, finding each other completely and utterly intolerable? Well, lucky for us, the stats are in, ladies and gentlemen, and well, of course, we're blowing up spots to bring you the facts. So without further delay, let's slide right in. People are really pissed off at Casenat. Apparently, where do I start with him? Okay, so let's talk about Casenat. So Casenat is the #1 streamer, boasting 15 million followers collectively. So after inciting a riot in New York City earlier this month, people are really pissed off at Casenat, who's a native New Yorker from the Bronx, but now lives in Atlanta. So I'm sure you heard, he was arrested and charged with a felony, first-degree rioting, as well as 2 misdemeanors, inciting a riot and unlawful assembly, after his impromptu huge giveaway event that was unpermitted in New York City turned into a violent riot. So Casenat allegedly promised his fans PlayStations, computers, microphones, keyboards, webcams, gaming chairs, headphones, and gift cards. And let me tell you something. Allegedly, there was none of that. People are saying that the whole thing was a prank and a scam because there were no PlayStations, and the only thing Kai was giving away were $100 gift cards that he was showing off while streaming from his truck. Which no one allegedly received the $100 gift cards. So apparently, Casenat urged his massive fan base to come out for a Manhattan Gamer giveaway while claiming, quote unquote, "we're going to go crazy, bro," just days before the packed illegal event turned into the full-on violent riot, right? So the 21-year-old famous online streamer said in a video before the riot that he picked landmark Union Square for the event because the stunt would get shut down ASAP if he chooses a busier Big Apple spot such as Times Square Red Steps. So word on the street is that, first of all, people started going crazy because allegedly he did not come through with what he was supposed to come through with, and also the disorganization of the event. I'm not sure if that's true. I will tell you this. The thing was a complete shit show. 66 people were arrested, including Casenat himself. 30 of the people that were arrested were juveniles, and several police officers and civilians were injured and hospitalized. And according to several news outlets, the police have released the images of about 16 more people that are wanted for damaging a vehicle during the riot. So Casenat was actually supposed to be in court last Friday, August 18th. Allegedly, that appearance was adjourned, and I actually looked it up on the court websites, found nothing. So, and you know what? I think that it was probably adjourned because they were afraid of, the amount of people that were probably going to be there. I will tell you this, Casenat, you played yourself. And look, I don't think that the guy needs to be canceled. I mean, he's 21 years old. He's respect to him for knowing how to make money in these times. And, the guy gets paid to sleep, for crying out loud. Some of these streamers make money while they sleep, and, people send them money. And, I've heard of them wearing a little bracelet that wakes them up and stuff. Kudos to, some of these streamers that are able to make money, while they sleep, for crying out loud. I mean, when I think of making money while you sleep, I think of passive income. I mean, these guys are look, I don't have money for real estate, to invest in, these properties that are going to bring me passive income, or maybe I don't know how to invest in the stock market, so to speak. But man, I know how to stream, and I know how to, maneuver through that system. So respect to them for being able to do that. The problem here is the accountability. So the Union Square nonprofit was actually slammed for asking locals to cover the $55,000 in repairs, right, after the riot. Man, this is crazy. So people are saying that he should be the one to pony up these funds. They're saying, so a nonprofit organization is fishing for donations to cover the costs to replace plants destroyed in the Union Square riot, sparked by Twitch streamers Kay Cenat, but hasn't asked a 21-year-old millionaire who cops say incited the chaos to pony up the dough. Instead, the Union Square partnership cast a net on social media for local residents and supporters to pay the whopping $55,000 price tag. Union Square made headlines last week when a crowd descended on the park to see a famous influencer. Unfortunately, in the aftermath, a substantial amount of plantings were destroyed. The ravaged plantings, including a rose garden surrounding the statue of George Washington, were originally paid for by the group, which hauled almost $650,000 in revenue, according to their most recent 2021 tax filing. The group, which promotes business in the Tony neighborhood, would not say what it paid for the landscaping. The group said it would welcome Cenat's money, but won't directly ask him. I don't understand why they won't just directly ask him. I mean, the guy has plenty of money. So look at this. This is insane. Look at these chairs. So thousands of teens turned out and ran rampant, hurling bottles and chairs, climbing on top of the subway pavilion, and even assaulting NYPD officers. So this thing was supposedly like Freaknik gone wrong for incels. I mean, this was mayhem. People were going crazy. According to the chief of police, there was a construction site nearby on the day of this event. And all of a sudden, you had people walking around with shovels, axes, and other tools from the construction site. And individuals were also lighting fireworks, throwing them towards the police, and they were throwing themselves towards each other. So apparently, one of the teens that were hospitalized, so they thought that they had been like shot, but it was a firecracker that was thrown at one of them. Like, these kids were insane. Like, they destroyed food carts. They went into stores. They destroyed it. Like, some stores had to close early, like Best Buy. Some of these rioters were taking the plates off of people sitting outside diners and throwing them at police. And several vehicles, like, they were just throwing several vehicles, including police vehicles, were damaged or destroyed. I mean, this was a full-blown riot. And allegedly, Cenat tried to drive off, and the cops took him out of the truck, and he spent the night in jail. So this was a Friday, right? And he was released the next day. So, look, I guess things have changed, or maybe he, came up with a good amount of money because, I don't know, people used to spend the weekend in jail. I don't know if that's changed or what, but we can't take away the fact that this kid has talent. The thing is that the people that are suffering here are, his fans obviously were pissed off in New York. He did kind of use us. He doesn't live here anymore. I mean, why didn't he just, because the thing is, like, why Union Square, right? He said it himself. He wanted to, go crazy, bro. He knew that the police was going to show up. So if he's from the Bronx, why didn't he go around in the Bronx in a huge truck with the PS5s and just hand them out? Why didn't he do that? Why? Because he wanted to make noise. He's not from Manhattan. So it was a dream, supposedly, for him to give back. But why does he have to come to the city? Why does he have to come to Manhattan? Why does he have to come to Union Square? That's a thing. And he came unprepared. You don't just come to New York City, and think like you could just come in here and, first of all, stream to all those fans. Like, obviously, there's going to be a bunch of people that show up. With that being said, look, he's only 21. He probably needs better management. Okay, so this is my message to Kay Cenat. Kay Cenat, sweetie. Hi. So as a fellow New Yorker, bruh, when you come for your arraignment, okay, I understand that it was adjourned. But Mr. Sinat, when you come for your arrangement, make sure you show up with those PS5s. Don't be coming here gassing these kids up. A lot of these kids, they don't have much going for them, man. Do the right thing. And you know what? A lot of those kids are facing real charges that were rioting. I mean, if you could help them pay those legal bills, or, this is the thing. There's a two-tier legal system, right? Rich and poor. I'm sure that Kay Sanat is able to afford a great lawyer. A lot of these kids that got arrested, they're going to be, dealing with these public defenders. And not that these public defenders are complete shit. They're just overwhelmed. And, that representation isn't the best. I mean, the kids that were really rioting and breaking shit and got in trouble, they're going to be probably going to jail. Like Kaysenat is probably not. I don't think he's going to be going to jail at all. He's not going to have to do any time. He's going to probably pay some fines, maybe do a little community service if that. But that's about it. Some of these kids were straight out of the PJs. They've been locked up, and they don't have much going for them. Hopefully he's going to do the right thing. Come through with some PS5s. Because at the end of the day, he hasn't been streaming for his fans. So he's just laying low. So hopefully he's going to do the right thing. Do I think we need to cancel him? No. No, we don't need to cancel him. But he needs to make it right. Okay, so let's talk about the Montgomery, Alabama brawl. I mean, this was epic. All right. You have some of the best memes I've ever seen in my entire life. Characters like Scuba Gooding Jr., that chair guy. I mean, these are like great American heroes. When I heard that the chair guy, that the cops were looking for him, I was like, wait, what chair guy? What chair guy? I don't know no chair guy. I'm now pissed. Okay. And I mean, this is a great American hero as far as I'm concerned. He represented with that chair, and shout out to Scuba Gooding Jr. So the problem is that the guy, so he has a new lawyer. So in a statement posted on Instagram, Lee Merritt, a civil rights attorney who's representing several people involved in the melee, confirmed Ray's release. Mr. Reggie Ray is out, quote unquote, Merritt wrote. Quote, he is in good spirits. He got a speeding ticket on the way home, but was relieved to discover the community showed up for him and others in such a strong way. So some people are upset because if you go to this guy's Instagram, like they feel he's milking the situation, okay? I don't know if I agree. So if you go to Lee Merritt's Instagram, you could see that there was a barbecue party that was held on August 15th. Check out the invite. Here is some of the barbecue. I mean, it looks kind of basic. These guys deserve a barbecue. They deserve something better than that. Anyway, so look, there's a picture of Lee Merritt, Reggie Ray, and there goes Tammy, the woman that allegedly lied on the GoFundMe about being fired. Anyway, so if we go, let's pull up the GoFundMe right now. So here is the GoFundMe. This is what it says. So I am a civil rights attorney currently representing two of the sponsors to the white mob attack at the Montgomery riverfront. Funds raised here will be used to offset the cost of certain damages incurred by my clients and others involved in responding to the chaos at the riverfront. Those damages include, but are not limited to, medical bills, lost wages / earnings, professional services, travel, lodging, and expenses. So check that out. Professional services, right? So as you can see, there's almost $300,000 that was raised. And so people are pissed for several reasons. So people are pissed because Lee Merritt told Scripps News that he's helping Ray and others pursue a potential lawsuit, a potential civil lawsuit. So I guess I don't. Maybe they're going to be trying to sue the white mob, quote unquote, that started that brawl and put him in the position of having to start beating people over the head with a chair. I mean, I think it's kind of funny, sorry to say. But yeah, so here's another reason why they're pissed. So Merit says part of the resources will be used for scholarships and community homeless initiatives, adding that they've reserved the riverboat, the Harriet II, for a reunion of sorts next year. Quote, we just want to spread a big net to make sure the community is taken care of on our end, end quote. So, I mean, so if you go back to the GoFundMe, nothing is mentioned about the community being taken care of, so to speak. Remember, limited to medical bills, lost wages / earnings, professional services, travel, lodging, and expenses. So there's also been other GoFundMes that have been created. Check this one out from Clayton Thomason. Hi, my name is Stephen Clayton Thomason, aka Clayton Wildcat Thomason. I have a band that performs on the Harriet II riverboat. This GoFundMe is to support members of the riverboat and their passengers who were attacked by a white racist mob. Please help. Any amount will be greatly appreciated. So this dude has raised almost $30,000 out of $250,000 goal. There is that. There's Tammy's GoFundMe. Then there's another GoFundMe by someone by the name of Angela McKnight, and this person was exposed because that GoFundMe was allegedly fake. So check this out.
Don't scroll and please listen. She's scamming so many people, and you guys need to share this. There is a fraudulent GoFundMe out for the man who had the chair in the Montgomery brawl. It is fraudulent. It is a scam. Do not give her money, and do not cash app her. Report the GoFundMe and keep reporting it until they take it down and give everyone their money back. That's not her dad. Her dad passed away last year. She also, in her TikTok, uses a fake police report that she Googled and cropped out. It's terrible. She should be fucking ashamed of herself for taking advantage of people like that. Like, share, comment, get this out there. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm not sure who this person is. but that was pretty funny, I'm sorry to say. So it says, help make this viral. Almost 20K has already been scammed from people. Angela McKnight created a fraudulent GoFundMe and is encouraging people to donate to her Cash App, pretending to be the daughter of Chairman. Hashtag Chairman. Okay. Yeah, so anyway. So the GoFundMe actually was taken down. The good news there is that this video and just the word spread quickly, and Angela McKnight's GoFundMe has been taken down. Look, I hope this chair guy doesn't get canceled or any of those members. As far as I'm concerned, they're great American heroes. Is this Lee Merritt dude an opportunist? I mean, I guess, but I mean, he's trying to raise some money and trying to give these people a better life. So whatever, I'm sure you've heard that Fresh&Fit has been demonetized from YouTube. And, you have Myron going in front of the world and throwing a little pity parade and pretty much begging his supporters to go to Rumble and support him. for $5 a month. And then there's this other thing where he's, asking for, I guess that one costs like $20 a month. So this is not the first time that Fresh and Fit actually has been demonetized. Allegedly, this is permanent demonetization, to my understanding. Earlier this year, the podcast was demonetized for 7 days by YouTube, and they were warned that if they continued to make this controversial content, they would be banned. Well, guess what? These guys doubled down, tripled down. And it seems like YouTube is actually cracking down on this manosphere content. So you see Zerka isn't monetized, Sneeko isn't allowed on the platform. He's not allowed to have a channel. Andrew Tate isn't allowed to have a channel. Fresh and Fit was actually hosting a lot of these influencers. Another one, Nick Fuentes isn't allowed to have a channel. And then, fuck around and find out, right? You have somebody like Nick Fuentes on your channel, spreading this anti-Jewish agenda, among other, just really just off-putting content. And the thing is like, why, there's so many things that should be discussed. Why are we talking about these things, right? And Fresh and Fit is really upset about the about YouTube demonetizing them and just cutting off their super chats. So a big source of revenue for these guys, and I guess like their biggest source of revenue are these super chats that come in from, these angry guys, insulting the women that are on, calling them whores, and you know what? A lot of it is actually super racially charged as well. So there's been people pushing YouTube to deplatform these guys, and it was only a matter of time. That's the thing; they could blame it on the Matrix, but at the end of the day, why would YouTube want to align themselves with something like this? It's only a matter of time until these brands don't want to be affiliated with these guys. Why would they? I mean, they're talking about Jewish people. They're talking about Black people. They're talking about women in just in a really disgusting way where I don't even want to talk about it in this episode. But I will be actually coming out with an episode just really deep diving into the red pill and the future of the red pill, how it even started. So look out for that. But just, this is what I say. Look, does Fresh and Fit have to be canceled? Look, they're not canceled. They're just demonetized. They don't want to have that partnership with them. And you know what? I don't blame YouTube for not wanting to have that partnership with them. I wouldn't want to have that partnership with them if I was even a man, like just from a business perspective. So yeah, like there's plenty of money to be made, and YouTube does not need money from Fresh and Fit in that way.
I'm sure that Fresh and Fit can figure out a more honest way to make money than to just shit on people. So, them gaslighting their fans like that, saying that, oh, we saved your life, we did this, we did that for you. It's honestly pathetic, I'm sorry to say. And I hope that they get their act together. I'm sure there's ways that they could stay relevant without having to just crap on the opposite sex and take advantage of young men that are angry with women. The only thing that it seems like they're doing is making them even angrier towards women. I mean, selling false hopes of, possibility of a harem when these guys can't even get one chick. I mean, come on.
I hope that they're able to turn this around, because they were able to build a very large platform, a very successful platform. And it's a shame that just because, YouTube took away some demonetization, like all of a sudden they're just crying like their business is done. First of all, if they really understood business, they would understand that you never put all your eggs in one basket. You have to diversify. And, this was something that probably they should have been doing, especially because this is not the first time that YouTube has warned them about this controversial content. I think that the lack of accountability that I witnessed in this statement from Fresh and Fit is just, it's deplorable. And I hope that their fans begin to wake up and understand that, these are manipulative tactics that they're using to go and tell their fans, look, I've saved your life. I know some of you have tried to kill yourselves. Well, I was there for you. And, now I'm asking you for your help. I mean, this is ridiculous. It's just entitlement. And, the fact that they're bringing free speech into this has nothing to do with free speech. If YouTube doesn't want to do business with them anymore, I mean, that's fine. They don't want to do business. And, they're blaming it on the Matrix like Andrew Tate is. And the thing is that it seems like what these guys are spewing is the Matrix. I mean,
what these guys are spewing is the Matrix. I mean, what these guys are spewing is the Matrix. I mean,
we're going to have to discuss this on another episode, but it's a lack of accountability, which is a problem. I mean, I'm not saying we need to cancel them completely, but their audience doesn't owe them anything. And I think that the only reason why Fresh and Fit has been so big is because of the pandemic. And a lot of these guys, they never fully got out of that mentality. So, look, us as a people, I don't think that we need to be canceling. I think we need to have more patience with each other. I think we need to allow each other to make mistakes, to grow from those mistakes. We can hold people accountable without completely ghosting them and ostracizing them. I think that's the moral of the story here. So Lizzo's current dancers have just come out with a statement, and people are not happy because apparently they're saying that it was written by the PR, by her PR team. So let me read this statement to you. So this is allegedly from the Big Girls account, which was her show on Prime Video, where she, found the dancers or whatever. So this is what the statement says. We have had the time of our lives on the special tour. We have been so honored to share the stage with such amazing talent. This tour experience has been beyond just special. The commitment to character and culture taking precedence over every movement and moment has been one of the greatest lessons and blessings that we could possibly ask for. Okay, let me finish this. Already this is raising some red flags for me, but I don't want to be completely biased here. Let's finish reading. Thank you to Lizzo for shattering limitations and kicking in the doorway for the big girl and big boy dancers to do what we love. You have created a platform where we have been able to parallel our passion with a purpose, not only for us, but for the women and all people breaking barriers. We've been traveling and exploring new horizons of the world, so many advantages to prevailing over hardships that society and the entertainment and beauty industry can bring. So grateful that the standards and existence of beauty in this team goes beyond the surface. Our collective gifts have authentically powered this type of energy. Love and the support can physiologically help heal the world. We are a unit of unicorns, undeniably resilient and special AF. We, the big girls, we come through, pop and drop it, thick booty on swole stamina goals, ain't no stopping. We, the big boys, we coming through, move out the way, big step in, head bussin', got the boys, love the big girls and big boys. Okay, who wrote that? Who the hell wrote this? This sounds like just, people don't talk like this. If this was collectively from the group, why not just make a video? And you know what? There's a lot of backlash that's been going on with this post, as if Lizzo wasn't going through enough. Somebody writes, yikes, let's not invalidate the brave people who came forward about Lizzo. This is disgusting. Somebody else writes, curious if this was written by the boss of the dance crew who was allegedly trying to openly convert her employees to Christianity. I obviously have no idea what all actually happened, but this seems a bit passive aggressive and tone deaf. I don't doubt they had the time of their lives. They were touring with Lizzo, for God's sakes, for goodness sakes. But that didn't mean these other things didn't happen. And to not even acknowledge the accusations when it's pretty clear what this statement is referring to also seems a bit weird. So somebody writes, oh, look, there's a little support over here. Current dancers, I will believe, over disgruntled former dancers with an agenda. ISWIS. Oh, somebody wrote, a time was had. I love and miss y'all down. Dear vulnerable narcissist waiting to pounce on this, go to therapy. Oh, somebody wrote, these dancers all know what happened. Unfortunately, things will never change when you don't speak up. I'm sure a lot of you attended the Dancers Alliance meeting that just happened. Dancers will keep getting treated like this if they don't unite. It's a shame when you don't stand up for your peers. Okay, so this is the thing. Apparently, the dance industry is pretty awful. They don't treat dancers well because they're easily dispensable. That's what people say. I don't agree with this, just saying. The issue that I have with this lawsuit, okay? First and foremost, so this is a copy of the lawsuit that's been circulating. And as you can see, it says deadline on it. There is no docket number here. Okay, there's just some info here, for their attorneys, but there's no docket number. And it's actually quite strange that they wouldn't have filed it first, that it must have been leaked by the attorneys themselves, I guess. I mean, so they wanted to make noise, obviously. And what's contained in the lawsuit, these are the causes of actions. So sexual harassment, all right? This was asserted by all the plaintiffs, so all three of the girls, against all of the defendants. And the defendants are, let's see, the plaintiffs, Crystal Williams, Ariana Davis, and Noel Rodriguez. And the defendants are Big Girl Big Touring, Inc., Melissa Jefferson, aka Lizzo. It's funny that there's a misspelling here. So they're personally suing Lizzo. Her real name is Melissa Jefferson. They're suing Charlene Quigley. That's the choreographer or the manager. So let's see. Let's pull up the causes of action. So hostile work environment, that's asserted by all the plaintiffs against all of the defendants. There's failure to prevent and or remedy hostile work environment, sexual harassment, asserted by all the plaintiffs against all defendants. Religious harassment, asserted by all the plaintiffs against Charlene Quigley and Big Girl Big Touring, Inc. So that's because I guess like this, they're saying that Charlene Quigley basically was, shoving Christianity down these ladies' throats. Failure to prevent and or remedy religious harassment, asserted by all plaintiffs against all defendants. Racial harassment, plaintiffs Williams. So let's see. So Crystal Williams Okay, so racial harassment asserted by Crystal Williams and Ariana Davis against Big Girl Big Touring Company, Inc. So I guess because they didn't do anything about it, against the racial harassment. Disability discrimination. that was asserted by Ariana Davis against Big Girl Touring Inc. and Lizzo. So the disability discrimination was anxiety, and I guess that had come up when they were filming the show. So they did some sort of like psychological evaluation, and yeah, so anxiety showed up in one of their psychological evaluation, and I guess they were making it worse. Intentional interference with prospective economic advantage. So that was asserted by all plaintiffs against Big Touring Inc. Assault asserted by Noel Rodriguez and Ariana Davis against Lizzo. And false imprisonment asserted by Ariana Davis against Big Touring Inc. So the false imprisonment was, I guess, because Ariana Davis was recording the conversation, or I guess, Lizzo found out that she was recording, or somebody was recording the conversation. Ariana Davis was accused of recording, and Lizzo would not let her leave. So that's the assault. That's the false imprisonment, as well as the assault is that against Noel Rodriguez and Ariana Davis. Lizzo, I guess, threatened them. According to them, Lizzo clenched her fists and got really pissed off. I mean, I would be pissed off if somebody was recording me, but in this day and age, I mean, that's why you have to watch what you say, because it's so easy to just record anybody these days. I will say that it's interesting to note that some of the causes of action are probably actionable in federal court because they seem to involve the violation of a federal statute. This would probably include the causes of action for hostile work environment, sexual harassment, religious harassment, racial harassment, and disability discrimination. So plaintiffs could have brought, so I spoke to an attorney about this, and apparently the plaintiffs could have actually brought the state law claims for intentional interference with prospective economic advantage, assault, and false imprisonment in federal court under supplemental jurisdiction. So supplemental jurisdiction is the authority of United States federal courts to hear additional claims substantially related to the original claim, even though the court would lack the subject matter jurisdiction to hear the additional claims independently. The thing is, remember, federal courts have jurisdiction or authority to hear two types of cases: federal question cases and diversity of citizenship cases. So federal question cases involving the violation, federal statute, and diversity of citizenship cases are cases that are based on the violation of state law, where the opponents are citizens of different states and the amount in controversy exceeds $75,000. So this was filed. This is not a federal lawsuit. This was filed in California. So it's highly likely that plaintiffs didn't bring the action in federal court because they believe they will receive more favorable treatment in state court, and/or it is easier to prove the claims under the State-Based Fair Employment and Housing Act than under their federal law counterparts. So that's interesting. So look, a lot of things have happened to Lizzo since this lawsuit has been filed. I mean, she lost over 250,000 Instagram subscribers. She was fired from a Disney concert. So let me pull this up. So this happened. This was like maybe a day or two later. So according to the Associated Press, Lizzo has been sued by 3 former dancers who accused the Grammy winner of sexual harassment and allege the singer and the production company created a hostile work environment. We won't get into more details because this is a family website. However, Lizzo is in hot water with her fans and with the law. Here is the official statement. Quote, "We have decided to cancel the Lizzo Castle concert while we look forward to a big performance from Lizzo. We unfortunately have to cancel the show. All guests who bought tickets will be refunded, end quote. The good news is that Disney will refund guests. Oftentimes when they cancel events, the tickets are non-refundable and doesn't refund you. However, there is one more element to the story. Lizzo protesting new ride weight limit. So prior to the concert being canceled, Lizzo and Disney were already in dispute, allegedly, according to this article. The dispute was over the new weight limit that Disney is adding to many of their rides. You can read more about that here. Let's see. Essentially, Disney is adding a weight limit of 180 pounds or less to many of their rides. Clearly, Lizzo weighs more than 180 pounds, and she was not happy with the new policy. I mean, so I don't know. This is the thing. Lizzo's been taken out of the Super Bowl. I guess they were considering her for a Super Bowl show. There's been news that her and her boyfriend have been fighting and they had broken up. Then I guess Lizzo came out and said that they were not fighting or that they didn't break up. I guess they had unfollowed each other on Instagram. What else has happened? I mean... But the thing that bothers me here is the entertainment industry is disgusting. Okay, let's just be frank here. And dancers are not treated well. And this is the thing here. I think that, yes, a lot of people are upset because Lizzo is supposed to stand for, big girls and body positivity and inclusivity, and here she was fat shaming her own staff and dancers. So yes, it's shocking to all. The thing that bothers me here, though, is that I feel like, I think that Lizzo is, she's being the poster child of an industry that's notorious for just treating people, like they're dispensable. So, is Lizzo going to be completely canceled forever? No, I think that, look, Beyonce, shouted her out a few days ago at her concert. And there are some celebrities that are showing their support for Lizzo. I think that the people, Lizzo should take accountability. But I think the issue here is the industry at large. And look, if something good can come out of this, that'll be great. With that being said, I think that people are way too quick to just point the finger, blame somebody, cancel them, don't allow them to defend themselves properly, and they're not looking at the issue at hand here. And that's the problem with cancel culture, and it's only getting worse. So another thing is that people just start coming out of the woodworks. Like, when one of these celebrities or just anybody is ostracized and quote unquote canceled, you have people coming out of the woodwork. Like, for instance, this woman that is accusing Lizzo of stealing her man. It's like, dude, your man left. Like, why are you blaming Lizzo? Like, blame your man for bouncing. Yeah, then you have this Oscar nominee, Sophia Nafil Allison, says she exited Lizzo documentary because singer was arrogant and unkind. Quote, I was treated with such disrespect by her, end quote. It's like, why does she have to come out now that, these allegations are going on? Like, this was back in 2019. Sophia Nali Allison, whose short film, A Love Song for Latasha, 2019, was nominated at the Oscars for Best Documentary Short Subject, revealed on her social media pages that she exited her role as the director of a Lizzo documentary in 2019 after only 2 weeks because, quote, she was treated with such disrespect by the Grammy-winning pop star. Allison's post went live several hours after trio of former dancers for Lizzo filed a lawsuit against the singer, accusing her of sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. You see, like, it just starts, growing legs, and people are just like, yeah, me too. Like, I guess it all started with the Me Too movement. And the thing is, it's supposed to be a powerful movement. But then what happens is that just people start hopping on the bandwagon and pointing the finger. And it's like, okay, if you were to remove Lizzo and cancel her for good, right? Where that, let's say you cancel her for good, she's not a superstar anymore. And, let's say she ends up being a teacher or something, or she ends up, I don't know, selling hot dogs from a cart on the street. Like, what do these people want, right? Let's say she was canceled for good. Is that going to solve the issue in the industry? Probably not. And that's the thing, is that it sounds like Lizzo maybe has to be the catalyst here. And I think that we as people need to hold celebrities accountable, yes, but you gotta let somebody grow. Seems like her apology was not genuine. At least that's what her fans said. With that being said, maybe Lizzo needs to get new management. I don't think that it's just her. That's the thing. So we've figured out that social media profits handsomely from fights where nobody wins and everybody's wrong. But are we living up to our own standards collectively? Do we have the power to disengage and deprive the woke wars of their power before we all cancel each other? That's the thing, is that we don't want to be in a society where everybody's walking on eggshells and people are afraid to even express themselves. That's the thing, is that we should be allowed to express themselves. We should allow for growth. And when you cancel somebody and when you ostracize them and when you point the finger and say, look, you need to look within yourself, people, and ask yourself, is it something going on within you, within us, where we're coming in with this vitriol for these people? And it's like, man, like, seriously, I give credit to the kids growing up these days. I mean, when I was in my early 20s, partying and gallivanting around the streets of New York City with my friends, I mean, we weren't worried about somebody recording us. And so it's just so easy to whip out your phone and start recording somebody. Like, there was a guy that, yanked somebody's wig off of their head, and he was clearly wasted. So the chick starts, recording him.
Sir, for what reason? For what reason? For what reason did you take my wig off? Because what made you think that was the good thing to do? What made you think that was the good thing to do? Please. For what? For what? Why did you do that? What makes you think that that's okay? Is that funny? Is that funny? You don't even know me. Do you hit women or something? Why did you take my wig off and keep walking? There's no reason. For what, sir? Why? Why? Just say it. Why did you take my wig off and just walk away? Because what? Why? Please. Nah, have a nice one. Have a nice day. You're nice. Him, he needs somebody to beat his. I'm dead.
Is he an asshole? Absolutely. He's a dick. Does he deserve to have his whole life ruined because, hey, we know who he is, let's get him fired? Absolutely not, you guys. This is ridiculous. After seeing this video, like, you look and you notice that This man took zero accountability. He was laughing straight up at that woman's face. Is there footage of him snatching the wig off? No. Do I think he snatched that wig off? Yes. He has a very guilty look on his face. But check this out. So that dude right there, he's an attorney, and he was working at a firm, and he was fired from that firm because that video went viral so quickly. So listen to this. According to Insider, a musician accused a man of snatching her wig off on the street for no reason. He's been let go from his law firm after TikTok sleuths tracked him down. Man. The TikToker Lizzie Ashley confronted a man who she said randomly snatched her wig on the street. She said TikTok users tracked down the man's identity less than 12 hours after her video went viral. According to Insider, social media sleuths said the man was an associate at the law firm Leader, Burkhan, Kalau, and Silverstein. The law firm automatically replied to a comment request saying the man was no longer employed. Damn. When reached by phone, an employee at Leader, Burkhan, Kalau, and Silverstein directed Insider to a statement on LinkedIn and its website. So this is the message. Quote, we have been made aware of a video of a non-work related incident involving one of our associates circulating on social media. We take seriously any inappropriate behavior by any employee, whether inside or outside the workplace. This associate is no longer with the firm. Users invested in the saga have cheered Ashley on. Quote, I'm sorry he chose to attack you like that. You don't deserve that at all. And I'm glad he's going to face consequences for it, one commenter wrote. Wow. Okay, so look, 12 hours. They found out where he worked, man. This is crazy. I think as a people, especially millennials and Gen Z, we need to be careful with just, going full throttle with the cancel culture, especially with social media, because cancel culture breeds a herd mentality, especially with the algorithms, because what happens is that we become vulnerable. All of a sudden, we're going full throttle with these ideas. And then the algorithm just keeps on pushing what it is, we think, and we end up pigeonholing ourselves. So this is something that we need to be very, very careful of. Remember, it's a slippery slope. Yes, people need to be held accountable. Should they be canceled completely? No. Maybe a little bit of grounding. Maybe go to your room for a couple of weeks, atone for your sins, apologize, and don't just, and depending on what you did, maybe an apology isn't enough. Maybe you have to put your money where your mouth is and do something, to make these people whole that you've insulted. When we look at people, their crimes, so to speak, or when they've messed up and said something really badly that's offended an entire group of people, right? So not everybody deserves to be completely canceled. Like that guy that, yanked that woman's wig off her head in the street. I mean, does that deserve the same shaming and the same, ostracizing as like somebody like, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein? I mean, obviously not, but that's what's of concern here, is that we're not really able to differentiate the two. So does everybody deserve the same punishment? No. Let's have a little more understanding of what fight we're trying to battle here. Not every crime is to be treated the same, and we should know better than that.